10,
Okay.
9.
Oh, no, we're on. Hi, everybody. We're here.
Hi.
We made it.
Hi.
Hello.
Cheers.
Someone take a look and see if that is.
Yeah, it's still showing unavailable on mine, but there is a lag time.
All right. Let's make sure we get that up and running. Folks will be going here in a few moments.
Nope.
I just did exactly what they asked me to do.
Yep, it's working on Facebook. Hi, Facebook people.
We're just trying to get that other video up. It worked earlier, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it's a cover photo, right? It's the cover photo. Got it. Save. All right.
Try again.
Let's try it again. Let's see if we get our peoples there. We'll be with you all live in a moment.
Nope, still showing video unavailable.
Okay, we'll get it done. We'll get it.
Facebook is good.
Facebook's good.
Facebook. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, Greg. Hello, Hillary. Hello, Amanda. Hi, Luann. Hello, Danny. You can see us on Facebook. Nancy's there. I'm seeing the comments coming through. We'll try to do this one more time to get everybody up and running. Once we get this going, we'll get our program started. Oh, we got plenty more people need to log in anyway. So let's see, we got here. Hasn't popped up yet, right?
I got my first text. Is it live yet?
Yeah, I did too.
Did you have a crane?
We are live somewhere. Partially live.
Let's see. Still not get better. We did get it earlier on the test run. We had a little trouble, but we did get it.
Let's try this one more time. Pump that in. Let's see now.
Cheers.
I think it should work. Let's hope it works. We still have plenty of people need to show up there. Hello, Brent and Karen. Hi, Judy and Alan. Lisa, how are you? Phoebe, we're happy you're here too. Hi, Tracy.
Feels like romper room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's working. It's working. It's on Get Butter. Yay, Hank.
Yay, we're live.
Yay, Hank.
We are live everywhere now. Excellent. Okay.
Just a little drama to get the blood flowing.
It's just, look, people are straggling in anyway, as it is, right? And someone just says that they can hear me. Okay, that's really good. Great.
Just a little drama to get the blood flowing.
It's just, look, people are straggling in anyway, as it is, right? Okay, someone's got to turn their sound down. Okay, that's really good.
Yay, we're on.
Right. Nancy,
Do we
I
have
was
Facebook Live going?
straggling in anyway, as it is, right? Okay, so,
All right, everybody mute yourself.
all right, guys, should I, let's see, how many people are here already? We're up to 76 viewing. That's good, but we got lots more folks to show up here. So let me, let's get, let's see. Larry Boyer says, hi, hello, Lou, hello, Kenny's, Cranes, and Malloy's all hanging together. It's nice to be able to read the comments.
Party.
I like that. Yeah, this is good. So, hi, Julianne. Good to see you. This is nice. Lots of new faces and lots of familiar faces. Folks are
I want to see
meandering.
everybody's face.
Hmm?
I want to see everybody's face.
Oh, I don't see their faces, but yeah. Oh, and hello, Danny. 76 trombones. The Wents and the Perdons are here. Excellent. You know, what's really nice is there are folks who have been showing up monthly and folks that shown up for the first time. And it's a whole bunch of people here. It's really, really good. Hi, Reba. All right. We're doing pretty well here. Folks starting to wander in. So we'll give everybody a few more minutes to get themselves seated. If you already have not started pre-gaming, you certainly can. There's no need.
Reba asked what wine we're starting with. We're starting with the white, right?
You know, hello, Gombergs. You know, we call this starting with the white, or you can really start whatever you want. It's, you know, we're calling this a wine tasting, but I also call it a wine thing because it's really more of a social gathering for all of us that's sort of based around wine. So you don't need to wait for any wine introduction if you don't want to. You need to go whatever order you want to go in with your wines. We just ask you to kind of hang out, relax, and spend the next hour and a half or so with us. Hi, Kim. We're looking forward to having you here tonight, too. Hi, Claire. Who else is here? The Hargrave Kearns group is here. Excellent. Hi, Wilkses. Barbara Cocorona says hi. You guys, can you all see these messages too?
We do. If you
Good. Okay. That's
on the right side, if you click comments, Eileen, you should be able to see everybody's name scrolling by.
Yeah. Roxanne, we're actually starting. I'm going to start talking with the white, but you can actually start with whatever wine you want. I mean, they're your wines now. You bought them, so yeah, you can skip around if you want. I'm gonna eventually talk first about the white wine, but then we're going to sort of move then to the rosé and then to the red with lots of other stuff in between. So it looks like we're up to 103 viewers. That's still about that's less than half the people who've signed on, which is pretty amazing. Over 200 households have signed on to participate tonight, and that's
TGI Friday.
That's right.
It's a really cool thing. It really is a super cool thing. And and the Dawkins want to know why I scheduled this during the NCAA tournament. Mary Ellen, tell Greg it's because I knew Notre Dame wasn't going to be in. So Greg is already making his comments on the wine, and it's fantastic. Okay, I like that. Hi, Yvette. I pronounce the last name. It's Holowak, isn't it? Am I right or am I wrong?
To pronounce it.
What is she going to do? Put it in phonetics for you in the chat?
I'm trying at least. You know.
Hi, Mary Ellen.
Hi, Pat and Philippe. How are you guys doing? Good to see you. Hi, Kim. You know, this is kind of a fun thing about it. You know, all of us have lived in this community here for varying amounts of time. Eileen for a long time. Me for a long time. I don't know about Christine and Jen. But the cool thing is that we're there's so many people that we've intersected lives with who are here tonight participating, sitting at home, and you know whether they're folks you've known for months or for years or decades. It's all very cool to have everybody here together. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Kenneth. Yvette, I was pretty good, right? Did I say Holowak? I said Holowak, didn't I? Or Holozak? Holozak. Ignore the C. Okay.
Hi, Team Charles.
I'm trying. Okay. So we'll just wait for a few more folks to get here, and then we can start our run of show. Our as Jen has.
Chop, chop.
Jen's got you, Hank, on a schedule.
You know, this is it's kind of interesting. I haven't had a boss in a while. Now I've had three this week.
Hi, Rachel Fisher. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Natalie Fisher. I thought it was Rachel. Rachel's too. I know Rachel's not.
Yeah, Hank's like, just
All
drink
the
the
Fishers.
wine. It's gonna be fine. Just drink the wine.
Drink the wine. It's going to be fine.
Hey,
Drink
Liz.
the wine. It's gonna be fine.
All will be well. While people are starting to kind of wander in. Hi, Irene. Hey, Linz. How are you doing?
Lindsay Scott. Irene, hi.
So you'll notice just a little housekeeping, I guess. I'll start a little housekeeping before you start with the opening remarks.
Okay.
Drink the wine in any order you want, but I'm going to talk about it going from white to rosé to red eventually. You'll notice on the scroll on the bottom of the screen there, first is the as the link for the online auction for Achieve. So by all means, please check that out. And, those are live until when, Jen?
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon. So you've got tonight, a few hours tomorrow.
Yeah. So the cool thing about these auctions is to bid on them, and not to try to assume what the value is and see if you can kind of get a good deal. So so the money goes directly to Achieve, which means it goes then in turn to the schools and to the kids. So it's kind of a nice thing to support. Next, you'll see other things on that little scroll. One is my phone number. So you can leave messages in the chat box. But if you're not by a keyboard, send me a text message if you have a question about any wine. We're going to try to get to as many questions as possible tonight that we can. There is also my Venmo. So just so people know this, I don't charge to do these events. But what I will do is any donations that come to Venmo, I split 50-50 with my community partner, and that is the Achieve Foundation tonight. So the more you give, the more they get in half. So I'll reiterate that a couple times. There's also other information about upcoming events. Next Friday night, I'm doing an event for Glassroots. Glassroots is a glass-blowing, glass-making school in Newark with many ties to our community here in Maplewood and South Orange. And I'm doing a similar event for them next week. And that's going to be kind of interesting because the wines for that event are going to be wines from well-known glass regions. So, but it's a great organization to support, and it'll be different wines from tonight, I promise. I try my best not to repeat myself, even though as a guy, it's not easy. So, and then the very last link you see scrolling by, if you want any more of these wines, if you like these wines, I don't own the winery, so if you don't like them, that's okay. It's personal taste. But if you want to order more of these wines, you can go to that Square site for Village Wine Shop. The guys in the Village Wine Shop have been fantastic. They let me do these monthly events and wine club, and they very cheerfully and pleasantly and efficiently dole out wine. And today it was, or I should say, in the last 24 hours, it was 57 cases of wine, which is pretty amazing. And 100 boxes of cheese from Maplewood Wheelhouse and 100 boxes plus of snacks from the Able Baker. So, so you can buy those wines, order them directly. They'll be in sometime later next week. So, okay. And Greg Lewis is posting the auctioneer link there in the comments section. And if anyone has any other links that are relevant to what we're doing tonight, that's a good way to put them up there as well, since those are not live links. Okay. I guess that's a little bit of a intro. Christine, you're starting off with remarks, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here and for the support of the community. I know we have a lot of people logged on tonight, a lot of people bought tickets, including teachers and principals and a lot of parents and just other community members. And we're so grateful for the support and, in a rough year. And it's great that we can all come together to support our students and our educators in the district. So we're very happy to have everybody here. And then thank you, Hank, for making us your community partner this month, and for even having the foresight to ask us if we wanted to do it in March, because you knew about 100 dinners. So it's just so great that you're doing this for a lot of community organizations, and we're so appreciative for you to do it for us this month. So thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks. I'm happy to do it. And just so folks know, it's been a weird last year. I guess that's one of the easiest ways of. It's been peculiar, and starting back last spring, I started doing these monthly community wine events, and I thought it was a good way to help to raise money and also awareness for different community groups. There's been Maple Woodstock, and there was the adult school, and last month was the Booster Club, and Mend was another month, and so on and so forth. And we've had as few, and I say few because it's not insignificant, probably as few as about 75 people participating any month. And last month I thought was pretty cool because we probably have between 300 and 400, but this month is pretty wild. This month, my estimate is there'll be about anywhere between 500 and 600 people tuning in, which when you think about it, this is the most people in Maplewood and South Orange who have concurrently been drinking wine together since Maplewood.
Glad we could help.
Yeah. Really, this community likes wine.
Not that
I
people
can-
officially drink wine at Maplewood Stock, but of course that's public drinking. And
Maybe we could work that into our new mission statement.
so yeah, so this is like big. This is really big, and I think it's pretty amazing that all of you out there are participating. You know, it's communal. It is communal, even though we can't see you all. We know you're out there. We know that you've contributed really mightily and generously this week and past months and throughout the year. So it's been really pretty cool. So and to have everybody participating tonight is pretty amazing. So yes, Danny Goldstein says he misses drinking at Maple Woodstock with me, but Danny, you're usually drinking Snapple and Yoo-Hoo at that event. So anyway,
Hey, Hank.
I just also wanted to recognize Jen Grady, because she's our VP of Communications on the Achieve Board, and she's chairing Nights of 100 Dinners this year, and she put together an incredible program for us.
yeah,
Including, we're going to have a sneak preview of the CHS All School Musical Program.
yes,
So stay tuned later for that. They're going to be holding it April 8th through the 11th, and I hope everybody will buy tickets and support that. And then we also have our, as Hank mentioned, the live auction going on. So
yeah,
visit the live auction and make your bids.
And one thing about the auction, it's a lot of local businesses.
Yeah.
So like 98% of the donations are local. So it's a great way to also support your local businesses.
yeah, and you know, and especially in this past year, where local businesses donating money and time, and in these unusual times, is even to me means even more. Because of the pressures that small businesses everywhere have been under. So the fact that they still are so focused on the community and want to participate and want to donate something, to me is almost especially generous in light of what's been happening. So let's do this. Let's start with, we have a video, don't we? Let's start with a little video here, introduction. And for folks who may not be familiar with Achieve, and I would think those are people who might have been living under a rock. Let me pull
Maybe
up
they're
my.
new to town and they just saw the wine event.
For those of you who are just here for the wine.
Let's pull this up here.
Achieve was founded over 20 years ago as a small free tutoring program linking struggling students with community volunteers and has steadily grown into a full-fledged education foundation dedicated to championing achievement and educational innovation throughout the South Orange Maplewood School District. From our flagship free volunteer tutor program and our robust funding of educator grants to supporting music and the arts, piloting a Chromebook lending library at Columbia High School and funding hotspots for families during COVID-related school closures, and organizing Maker Madness. We are proud of the work we've done to support students and educators, build community, bridge the digital divide, and address the achievement and opportunity gap. Thanks to our generous donors, we've raised over $4 million to support the children and educators in our district. But don't just take it from us, take it from the people who've benefited most.
Thank you, Achieve, for the 6 point and got it! Thank you for my help with math. You guys know much more than my parents do. Thanks for your help with reading. Yay, Achieve Tutors!
Thank you for supporting Strawberry Field.
I love Mindfulness Mondays. Thank you, Achieve Foundation. Thank you for Maker Madness.
Thank you, Achieve, for the books that look like me.
All right.
Yay!
I did that the right way. So for those of you who who don't know me, I'm not terribly technical. So this is, it was good. Good to get that one out of the way. That's excellent. So, okay. Really great introduction on what Achieve does. And again, it's, you could watch a video and get a sense of things, but it's the people. It's the people behind it and what they do to support the people who are out there doing it every day is what Achieve does and some of the other great organizations do. So excellent. Thanks, guys. I'm going to talk about the first wine. We talk about local businesses, and so the first wine I've started with was this white wine, the Albarino from Spain. It is from the Rías Baixas area, northwestern Spain. And Albarino is a grape that's native to that area. But the cool thing I like about this wine too, not only is it a really, really good wine, great quality wine, and that's a pretty big, and even though it certainly hasn't felt it the past couple of days, spring is arriving tomorrow morning at like 5:27 a.m. So it's going to happen. It's definitely here. It's definitely on its way. So yes. So one of the things I thought we do is kind of pick wines that help us kind of segue into spring and then hopefully into summer eventually, which we all are, I think, desperately looking forward to. And another reason why I picked this wine, if folks have the bottle handy and they look at the back, it is imported by Bonamy Wine. Oh, excuse me. This is, yes, imported by, it doesn't say it on the back here. This says T. Edward, but it's actually from Bonamy Wine Imports here in South Orange. A great small boutique wine importer run by Charlie Woods and Eva Zorad, who lives in West Orange, and and other folks who live in our community. And it's a really great quality wine, but it's nice to have this kind of boutique operation. And we wouldn't know about them. We wouldn't know about Bonamy because they're not a storefront. There's lots of businesses that contribute to the community in one way or another. They hire people. They support events like this, but they don't have a storefront, so we may not know about them. So not only did I want to have an Albarino, because I think it's a great white wine to put on people's radars, especially great with seafood. If you're eating in a Spanish restaurant, if you're having pulpo, octopus, this is like a classic pairing. This is great with lots of vegetable dishes. I consider it my kind of all-purpose seafood dish. So it's something to keep in mind for whether it's shellfish or fish that's cooked or prepared in any manner. Sushi, it's another great thing to go with. Traditionally, they would have it with octopus up in northwestern Spain. And this is like a really, not just a pretty looking label, but a really, really well-made wine. And, one of the things that Eileen and Jen and Christine said to me was, hey, we want to have good wine. Let's not, we don't want to cut corners or anything. So
it's delicious.
Margins, who cares? This is my arm for good wine.
This is no Franzia, I'm telling you. And so we picked out a really good wine. I thought it was a good wine to start off. One thing too about for the 100 or so of you that opted for cheese boxes, we're not pairing the wine with the cheese. Most of what you have in your boxes is the same from place to place, but Maplewood Wheelhouse, speaking of boutique operations in our community, Aaron Kurtz and his folks are, run Maplewood Wheelhouse, which is kind of has a little space up in the General Store Cooperative on Springfield. And these are like master cheese people. They know more about cheese than most people know about whatever topic they might be a specialist in. And it's mostly a wholesaler, but they set up a little kiosk retail, which is great for our community because what they're selling, what he's providing is not ShopRite cheese. This isn't stuff that you're getting out of the rack at the supermarket, but really excellent quality stuff. And just like a place like Bonamy that distributes most of its wine to high-end restaurants and to really specialty wine stores. Same thing with Aaron. They're putting their cheeses and accoutrements into better quality establishments too. So he's partnered very regularly with me on a lot of these events and was really happy to be involved in this one as well. Not everyone has the same exact cheese, but I'll tell you this: it's all really good cheese, really good quality cheese. I think there's the unmarked cheese that I think everyone has is a Sardinian cheese, which I think is pretty cool. And there's also a smoking goat, I think, which everybody has. That is legal now, I think, in New Jersey. And And then everyone else has a sort of a mystery cheese, if you will, and other things that are happening. So in that cheese box. So again, the Maplewood Wheelhouse, as someone asked, Maplewood Wheelhouse is as a kiosk up in the General Store Cooperative on Springfield Avenue. There's also a website, and you can order from them. But here's the other thing too: they cut this week to order 100 boxes of cheese. He didn't just pull them out of some rack prepackaged in a warehouse. So all these orders were really cut to order and wrapped and made up especially for all of you to enjoy. So anyway, so the Albarino is probably good with a lot of those cheeses, but it's not necessarily here to pair with them. But without any further ado, we are going to do we have a little guest spot coming up. So now that both of those folks are here in the green room. We have a green room here, as I like to call it, the StreamYard green room.
Because we're fancy.
Yes, because we're fancy. Yes, we are, Jen. I wore a shirt with a collar and buttons for the first time today. So it's
I put on lipstick. Not in a year.
I don't have to wear shoes for an event like this, but still. So in our green room, waiting for us are our Mayor Frank McGahey of Maplewood and Village President Sheena Collum from South Orange. So I'm going to actually, Jen and Christine and Eileen, I'm going to take you off screen for a moment and make room for our officials. So I'll see you guys back in a few.
Thank you, Frank and Sheena.
All right. I promise it won't be just me. Let me bring on Sheena first. Right. Hello, Sheena.
Hey, Hank. How are you?
So good. How are you? Hello, Frank.
Fantastic.
Hey, Hank, how are you?
Frank, are you like back in the building there somewhere?
No, I was trying to do my virtual background. Let me fix that. Good.
How are you all doing tonight?
Thank you so much for the wine. Oh my goodness. It's much better than the cupcake that I normally roll with, Hank.
I'm going to publicly embarrass you and pass. I don't like to pass judgment on people who put a lot of their blood, sweat, and tears into the community, like you or Frank. But honestly, cupcake, you got to do better than that, Sheena. Come on.
No, for the longest time, it was just the $2 chalk. So once we all started following you in the community, we quickly knew we couldn't share that publicly.
So you've upgraded. Excellent.
Absolutely.
And Frank, how have you been? There you are.
I'm good. That wasn't working. So I'm doing well. It's been a busy, it's been a busy week, as Sheena could contest, but we've been grinding, for the community. So, Achieve is one of these organizations that we personally love a lot. I remember so many Achieve dinners in the past, at the Polituses and the Spirells and the Shields and the events at the Woodland, and just love the organization. Makers Madness, Aileen and her team works on it. It's one of the programs that really, I think, highlights the character and the involvement of our community. So happy to be here, and even happier to drink some of this wine. So.
Excellent. So I want to thank the two of you too. I mean, one of the things in normal times, if there's such a thing in South Orange and Maplewood as normal times, your jobs are not easy, in that there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that most people have no idea exists, and things that go on, and you in normal times act as human shields, I think, in a lot of cases for the community, but probably even more so in the past year. So thanks for having your strong superpower shields up, especially the past year, along with the folks on the Board of Trustees and on the Township Committee. So thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Hank. Appreciate it.
All right. But that's I'm not here just to praise you. I'm here to, we thought it might be fun to have a little trivia contest pitting, we're all one community, right? But, I guess we have to somehow pit Maplewood against South Orange in some capacity. Right? Okay.
All right.
So you have your, and I know both of you are competitive people. I know both of you have spent a good amount of time on in the sports arena, and so let's see how this contest goes. I think Jen spoke to you about about having something to kind of show your answers. And I'm going to even try to keep score here. So let's see how this works. Okay. All right.
And Hank, just so you know, Frank and I were matching
Ah.
matching outfits for your event.
Tell us about it.
No, it's just our
Yeah.
New Jersey Conference of Mayors. We were on the phone. We're excited. We're like, this is a big deal, right? You know, it's for Achieve. It's with Hank. Great group. And you know, Frank said, let's match outfits. I said, okay.
That's really nice. You should have told me I would have worn gray. So the conference is usually what time of year? It's this is
November.
the annual conference they have.
The League of Municipalities, yeah, it's normally in November, and it was
November.
virtual. They did a great job, but you know, for the immediate time being, I think we're still going to see a lot of virtual events and things like that until we get to that point where you know the majority of folks in our state are vaccinated. But you know, at the pace we're going, it's looking very hopeful.
Yes.
So we know we'll be doing this in person with you next year.
Yeah, and right. You know, as I said, I don't know if you heard my remarks earlier, but I said, you know, tonight is probably about somewhere between 500 and 600 people participating in the community. And
The amount of money raised was incredible, Hank.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. And I think it's you know, my guess is the biggest concurrent wine drinking event since Maple Woodstock. So
That's good.
so
All right,
anyway.
Hank, give me 1 second. I got to stop cam just to figure out my lighting real quick. I got one of those special attachments, you know, to the laptop,
And it fell off.
and it totally fell off. I don't know why the sticky thing doesn't work.
It's all good. I couldn't get my virtual background today, Sheena. So.
Well, my favorite part, Frank, if you don't mind explaining what you're drinking out of right there, I think the community would like to know our very close bond relationship.
Yes. So I have, first and foremost, full disclosure, I have all my wines here. We were going over our previous wine, our white wine, but you know, Sheena and I, you know, we're very close. So for the holidays, I received a gift, and I received a wonderful mug that let me know that someone in South Orange loves me.
Oh, that's really nice.
Maplewood business owner, Kamaya.
Exactly. And
Right.
Kamaya has great stuff in the village. And, you know, obviously we've been promoting our small businesses, and please continue to shop local. It really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. I know Amazon is right there and so accessible, but you know, that extra step you take to support a local business in Maplewood and South Orange throughout our footprint really makes a difference, and it adds to the charm and the character of our business districts. So we really, really appreciate that. So, Sheena's back.
You know, Frank,
Lighting.
I so agree with the two of you. I mean, just looking at the businesses that helped put this event together tonight, you know, you're not going to get a commercial baker that's going to pack those Able Baker boxes and do as nice a job as that. You're not going to get you know, some supermarket to individually, you know, cut and put together boxes of cheese like the Wheelhouse did. And you're certainly not going to find you know, an online wine sales venue, or even some of the big box stores where you're gonna have guys, you know, very happily and cheerfully handing out wine to over 200 people coming in 24-hour period. So, you know, there's that familiarity, that service aspect, that community aspect that you get from a small business, and we know people are skittish about getting out sometimes. People are looking for convenience. And sometimes it takes a little bit extra effort to support a local business, but it's worth the extra step or two, I think. So, and Eileen makes a point too. Another 30-something donations from other local businesses for really for tonight's event too. So again, you know, we talk about supporting local, and it sounds catchy, but it's important. It really is important because it just adds to the overall vibe of the community. So, okay, let's get a few trivia questions in here.
Okay.
I'm going to answer concurrently. I think we have is an A, B, C, or D. Is that what Jen asked you guys to kind of pop up with here?
I have A, B, C, and I can make a quick D. She
All right.
D.
Here we go.
So the best part about this, Hank, too, because you had us all in a kerfuffle. We thought we were holding up the answers for everybody else.
No, that's easy.
Frank to let him know. I was like, no, we're not holding up, like we weren't Vanna White. Like they're asking us the questions. He's like, oh man, we're ready to go. We're ready. It's all good.
Yeah, we're ready. Better to be during the second bottle or the second bottle of wine.
Look, I know you guys are used to cutting the ribbons, but you're the ribbon here tonight. So, all right. So here are the questions that we've come up with. First, which of the following sports was invented at Columbia High School? A, roller derby, B, ultimate frisbee, C, air guitar, and D, hacky sack.
Oh, and I lost my lid again.
All right. Okay. I think you're both. That's a relatively easy one. And let's see who comes the closest, though, to this bonus question. If you want to write it down on a piece of paper, you can show me. In what year did that happen?
Oh, I should know this. Let's discuss this.
I can't know everything. I mean, you get hammered with information there.
1970.
1925.
I think Frank was closest. It's 1958. All right. Next, we'll keep it sports because I know both of you guys are sports fans. And Maplewood is the birthplace of which of the following? The hockey puck, the golf tee, the under-eye football grease, or track spikes? The hockey puck, the golf tee, what was the third one I said? The under-eye football grease, or track spikes?
I'm going to go with A.
A, okay. You're going to go with D. Well, you're both not right. It's I don't want to say you're wrong. You're just both not right. So it is actually B, the golf tee.
Ah, what? Okay.
No, really?
No, people are playing along at home. I like.
We were just talking about hoping to play golf this summer, Sheena and I.
Absolutely. I love beating Frank at golf. I had no
Yes.
Well, I'm going to give a little plug here then, since we're mentioning golf. May 24th is the Cougar Booster Golf Outing at.
We love the Cougar Booster outing.
It's happening May 24th. So anyway.
Frank's game might have improved if he used that brush teeth, the brush teeth, the one that's like you turn your toothbrush, makes it a little easier so it gets really nice. So I would have, I mean, there's opportunities here, folks.
Good. This is good.
Okay, we're going to go over to food now for a moment.
Okay, food. I like food.
The famous New Jersey Sloppy Joe sandwich is credited as being invented at the Town Hall Deli in South Orange. Mm-hmm. The idea for the sandwich was brought back from Cuba by the mayor of what town? A, Maplewood, B, South Orange, C, Irvington, D, East Orange. A, Maplewood, B.
I'm gonna go for it.
Nope, it was the mayor of Maplewood.
Oh.
He was visiting Cuba, loved the sandwich, and his name was Mayor Sweeney. And Mayor Sweeney loved the sandwich so much at Sloppy Joe's in Havana, Cuba, that he came back and asked the folks at Town Hall Deli to replicate the sandwich, which I think he used at the time tongue. It was tongue. That was one of the main.
Yeah, that's one of the original ones. It's not my favorite one. I go with the gourmet. That's like the turkey one with the roast beef. And it's amazing, but who knew?
Yeah. So now, Hank, now I got to do another proclamation sometime this year.
So, okay, and the follow-up question to that, Mayor Sweeney wanted the sandwiches for A, his golf club, B, his committee meetings, C, his poker game, or D, for his family reunion.
Wow. You say family reunion? I'm gonna be thinking of collaboration. How about for his committees?
No, it was actually C. It was for his poker game. So, Sheena, what do you serve at your poker games with the board of trustees?
Wine.
Well,
There you go.
That's
I thought you guys
wine,
went to committee
wine.
Future committee meetings? What do you guys?
Man, do we have phone a friend? Where's Matt Wansky when you need him? This is
All right. So you guys are tied. You're tied for first place, and which is very impressive, I think. So
1 out of 4. And my team is off by 50 years. Yeah.
If you bat 250 in Major League Baseball, you can make a heck of a career out of it.
So I'm going to ask you. Oh, this is a good one. Over the past 22 years, Achieve has awarded over $1.3 million for 1,170 educator grants. Which of the following was not an Achieve grant?
Okay.
Which of the following was not an Achieve grant? And this is out of 1,170 grants. Hatching Trout in the Classroom, Young Yogis, World Music Summer Study in Cuba, or Making Golf Tees.
Hank's throwing a trick question at us.
That
I
was
feel like none of the above should be an option.
I hope so. I'm going to go.
Covered everything.
Hatching Trout in the Classroom, Creating a Chef's Closet, World Music Summer Study in Cuba, or Making Golf Tees.
Going with A.
It is actually Making Golf Tees was not the right answer. So, but here, this is what's impressive. I want to read this list to you. Here's some of the things, just a handful of the things that Achieve has given money to in the last 22 years. Hatching Trout in the Classroom is one of them. Young Yogis, Creating a Chef's Closet, Hip Hop Dance Residency through NJPAC.
Amazing.
This World Music Summer Study in Cuba. Building Connections Between Generations, and that goes from Tuscan Kindergarten on up to Winchester Gardens. The Maker Space for Molecules, A Virtual Passport to the World. Women, Drums, Culture, Social Expression, and a Seat at the Table. Game Show Math and Teaching Social Justice and Tolerance. These have all been Achieve grants just in the past 5 years alone.
That, Hank, when you read that list, that just shows me one thing. It's like, the team at Achieve, and again, shout out to them. Like, they're listening. They're listening to the voice of our children, and these are things that they're interested in. And so, if you can help them explore that interest, what a great opportunity. You enrich their lives and you enrich our community. So that's awesome. Like, that list was really,
I thought it was none of the above. It's Achieve has gone, people go to Achieve for virtually any need, as Frank said, that exists for our kids in our community. If it was underwater basket weaving, Achieve would be right there,
That was probably in the 6th year. These are just the past 5 years. But that is the amazing thing. And, people, I think, don't realize that in our community, what our kids have access to, the range of things from all levels of school really is pretty fascinating. And, we talk about diversity of opportunities and involvements and cultures in our community, and it's all here. So it's a pretty cool thing. So what do we have to look forward to? What's happening, Sheena and Frank? Just give us a little update on what's happening community-wise, and then we'll get you back to your wine.
I like that. Sheena, ladies first.
Great events. First two that I'd plug, and both again are partnerships between South Orange and Maplewood. I got to do a shout out to Committee Woman Nancy Adams, who's here on the chat. We're celebrating Women's History Month right now, so if people go to somawomen.org, lineup of events that are absolutely incredible. But tomorrow is especially a wonderful day. We're doing a collection at DeHart Community Center and Our Lady of Sorrows parking lot between 12:30 and 4:30 p.m. And there's a few things. First, we're supporting Girls Helping Girls, period, an amazing local, organization for menstrual products, basically asking for anything in quantities 30 or less so that they can go into individual bags and handouts. We're also doing a collection for Our Lady of Sorrows Pantry. Most people are familiar with OLS and the amazing work that they do in conjunction with MEND. And so we're asking for, the basic staples, canned items, bread, brown rice. And then this year, also with the help of Trustee Collier, we are helping a women's prison by bringing books And so on the flyer, you know, we want paperback books. We like mysteries or romance novels or self-help guides, things of that nature. And she's been in touch with the prison to try and stock up on the library for the women there. And the last part is just a collection of women's professional clothes and also prom dresses and, just anything that's generally new, gently used on hangers. So this is all happening tomorrow from 12:30 to 4:30. And a great way to celebrate women is to help women, right? Women and girls. And so we encourage people to be involved with that. And then also on Sunday, a very special day, as both towns have approached the 1-year anniversary of our declaration of a state of emergency, when our first positive test cases were, and also the loss of the lives of our community members, is we are going to be in Meadowlands Park around the Duck Pond in South Orange, all very socially distanced. We're using the whole, circumference around the Duck Pond. There will be a lighting, a memorial. This is starting again at 7:00 on Sunday night. And we ask that the community come out. We're going to honor those that we've lost between the two towns and over 500,000 that we've lost across our country. And, we're going to open up the microphone for anybody who'd like to share some words and their experience over the past year. So we're hoping to live stream it as well on each of our respective, Facebook pages for our townships. And, it's important that we remember and we honor those folks.
And if I may, Sheena, just add, I want to give a shout out, as you mentioned earlier, Hank, I want to shout out to, Thomas and Julie Abel Baker, who are generously providing hot cocoa for the event, as well as Katie Patel at Village Coffee. So we'll have some refreshments out there while we reflect and remember all the the lives that were lost in our community. So we do all are welcome, and please join us if you can, or enjoy the live stream as we take that time to reflect. And then going back to Soma Celebrates Women, which is a great event, coming out of Black History Month, we continue this great narrative about celebrating. Shameless plug, my wife, the First Lady, is going to be doing a fireside chat with Alex Carter, Greg Limbrick's wife. So that's Wednesday at 7:00. So check it out. Alex is an accomplished author, and so Marie, my wife, will be interviewing her about her amazing accomplishments on her book. Ask for More if you haven't had a chance to read it. It's a dynamic book. So we'll continue to celebrate the amazing women in our community and just throughout the country as well. So
that's fantastic. One of the things I've been saying too throughout the year is that it's important. It would be inhuman to not be mindful and impacted by what's happened in the past year, and to be able to, as a community, stay mindful of that. I think is fantastic through these events. But one of the reasons for doing these events too is that while it is inhuman not to be sensitive to it, it also helps us to maintain our humanity, still pursue our passions, and to remember things that are important as well. And I think that I think the programming that you both talked about maintains both of those things, and it's fantastic. So thanks. And hopefully next year life will get back to normal, and both your alma maters will be in the NCAA.
Yes. And Hank and I are very excited. Our future is bright because Hank's got a nephew who's quite the baller, who's a freshman at Notre Dame, where I went to undergrad. And I've been watching Hank. It's great.
Sheena Seton Hall never approached him, so I'm sorry here, but
so everybody look out. There's a Zona. It's awesome.
Hey, thank you guys for taking time out. I know, like I said, I know it's been crazy, and thanks for helping maintain some semblance of normalcy in our community. So,
Hank, can Frank and I do one more public service announcement?
Sure.
Frank, we got to remind people, got to get vaccinated, right?
Absolutely.
We're in 1B right now. It's going to continue opening up. Some aggressive timelines in the state of New Jersey. But the elected officials, our community members, our leaders, we're all getting vaccinated. We need everyone there. So when it's your time and it's time to go to EssexCovid.org, please get vaccinated. Yep. Get in that line and help make our community safe.
Absolutely. And Sheena and I have been working aggressively, to make sure that our teachers have the opportunity to be vaccinated. And the announcement was made this morning by the county exec, and there'll be more opportunities for our teachers in the weeks to come. We understand how important that is to get our children back in the classrooms, and we're working closely with all the parties regarding the facilities that part of Achieve's objectives is about enhancing our facilities, and we're keenly aware of that, and have been doing walkthroughs with all parties to be present and to collaborate and help us figure out what passes, and what if it's not passing, what can we do to get to pass as soon as possible. So we're all in it, and we're in it for our community, and we're in it for our children.
We're feeling good right now. We were just texting with Rocio, who's the president from Somea, and it looks like close to 75% of our teachers and Somea members have either booked a vaccination date or have gotten vaccinated. So we're getting to that point where, all of our teachers and support staff will be in a really good place, because we know we have a lot of parents here who are supporting Achieve, who are really looking forward to some semblance of normalcy for the children in our two towns. So that's, thumbs up to everybody working hard to get us back to where we need to be.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Sheena, Frank. Good to see you both again, and even if it's in this manner. And I'll see you around campus.
That's right.
Thanks all the supporters and donors. This is incredible.
And by the way, I think you were tied for first, so we'll leave it at that. All right, I'm gonna bring the other folks back. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And before I actually bring everyone back, we're going to show another quick video. Okay, I'm doing pretty well with this, I think. So let me bring my teammates back. Hi, team.
Expert now.
Yeah, hardly an expert. So,
so great. Thank you.
First things first. Christine.
Yes.
I'd like a review of the Albarino from you, please.
Can we just do a real quick mention of Maker Madness? We had to cancel it. Just like while we're thinking about it, we had to cancel it last year. It's been 5 years that we've had it in the Columbia High School cafeteria with like 1,000 people coming in throughout the course of the day. And that obviously wasn't happening last spring. And it's not happening quite the same way this year, but the team wants to do something. So it's going to be some combination of some in-person distanced demonstrations, coupled with some take and make kits that you can bring home and do at your kitchen table, as it said in the video. And there'll be an online component as well with some coding and robotics. Still working out the details, but it's the last weekend in April, the 24th and 25th. So stay tuned for more. And it's really perfect for K through 6, but a little bit younger, a little bit older also can participate and enjoy.
Okay. All right. So Christine, did I put you on the spot by asking for a minor thing?
So I moved on to the rosé already, but memory serves. I would have said that it was crisp and that it is well balanced and delicious. Like, it's not too sweet and it's not too, full bodied. Like, I know some of my friends don't like that oaky, buttery Chardonnay flavor. This was very well balanced. I liked it.
Okay.
Too fruity.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. It's your bottle of wine, and I do ask for. I do respect Christine's opinion because she's a member, along with her husband Greg and Jen now too, of my wine club. So we get to taste these things and kind of talk about them in one manner or another every month, which is kind of fun. So. Which reminds me, there's a door prize, isn't there, Jen? So first door prizes, a few door prizes were donated by Sunny's Kitchen, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct.
So the first door prize, and these were drawn by Jen, in a hermetically sealed mayonnaise jar.
Very scientific.
And that is and that goes to Mark Graham, and that's a $50 gift certificate to Sonny's Indian Kitchen. So congratulations, Mark. We'll be reaching out to you, or actually they'll be reaching out to you to let you know more about that. So and by the way, all of you
Mark who? I didn't hear it.
Mark Graham. And by the way, all of you playing at home did better on the trivia questions than.
Oh, I forgot.
The answers were,
my cup to be drinking from.
I tried to make sure all the answers are not easily Googleable. So we have that. Also, we have a door prize number 2, and that is basically you get a whole other round of wine. So a set of the wines from tonight in these nice little. I think we're going to put them in one of these nice little wine bags from the wine club. So you get the wine and the bag, and the name that was drawn for that is Miriam McLeod. Miriam McLeod. Okay. So you are a winner too. So that's 2. We have a couple more drawings to happen soon. The second wine that most of you have already probably powered your way through because it's fun to watch trivia while drinking wine. I mean, this is like watching TV, right? You crack open a bottle of wine, you watch Frank and Sheena answer trivia, and you drink wine. And so I chose this rosé. It is Tomorrow Spring, and it's gonna come. The weather's gonna come. It's gonna get better. Miriam just here's Miriam. Miriam just showed up there. There we go. She says, "Yeah, congratulations, Miriam." So it's going to come, and I wanted to throw a rosé in there because rosés are good, and rosés aren't just summertime wines. The rosé isn't rosé isn't like something you start drinking at Memorial Day and you put away at Labor Day with your white shoes and belts. It's really a good kind of 3-season wine, if not year-round wine. I mean, people drink white wine in winter, so why can't they drink rosé in winter too, right? Depends on what it goes with. So I wanted to find a rosé that I thought was really good and had a pretty label, because look, I like the marketing of wine too. La Patience is a wine that's made in the south of France. This is not one of those Provence wines. It is made in the Languedoc region at Pont du Gard, if anyone's ever traveled down that area. It's a famous Roman aqueduct area that's still in existence there. And this is a mix of Grenache and Cinsault, 2 grapes that are pretty classic in that region. And it's imported by Jenny and Francois, who are specialists in really organic and natural and biodynamic wine. So very well made, a really nice value, and kind of a nice label. And it's not one of those kind of watery rosés that is sort of like a fashion accessory that people like to just hold on to at parties because it looks nice. But it's a good drinking wine, and this is the kind of wine that you can have with a lot of meals, or the kind of wine that you can have sitting in your jammies watching trivia at night on TV, or Grey's Anatomy, or whatever it is that you're watching at night. So, Jen?
Yes?
How's about a review of the wine?
Yeah. So the rosé is just getting opened right now. So I'll do the white, and I don't really have the vocabulary, but here's what I would say.
Who cares about vocabulary? Do you like it?
Yeah, I really like it. It's dry.
It matters, yeah.
It's dry. It's crisp. It's easy. It's refreshing. I'm a fan of Spanish white. So thanks for choosing that one. It's great.
Excellent. I'm glad that I chose well. So, if anyone has questions about any of the wines, you can throw them there in the Roxanne loves it. Roxanne, I love you for loving it. And
yay, Roxanne!
Too. I like that Greg is here. It's great to have Greg here, because he always comes up with really good comments and questions. I am happy to have him here. So that's good. So thank you, Greg. I'm glad you think it's delicious. All right, so now I'm getting texts. Now people are actually sending me their questions, and let's see if one came through. It says, someone says, I feel a slight tingle to the tongue when drinking the rosé. Very good. Yes, and a slight tingle to the tongue is not something that's been put in the wine, but it is from the acidity of the wine. So this wine doesn't have a fizz to it, but both wines have a nice amount of acidity, and that gives you that nice tingle. And that stuff's really great when you're eating. You know, that acidity is great with food, I think. And Chris Traska asked, it's Cinsault and Grenache. Chris, those are the grapes in here. I think it's principally Grenache, as you can tell by the color. It's a little bit darker than those really light pink Provence rosés. So and a little more rustic, and I think has a little more flavor and taste to it. And again, nice label. La Patience is actually the name of the wild herb that grows in that area and grows through the vineyards and grows in that whole area. A lot of wines from the south of France have the influence of what they call garrigue. Garrigue are the wild herbs that kind of grow there naturally. So sometimes you even pick up some flavors of that in your wine. And again, it makes it all kind of interesting. These wines tonight that we're having tonight are not these big mass-produced wines that you're going to find everywhere. They're just good drinking wines that we ordered specially for tonight. So, and Jeff Markel says, you're drinking the red. It's surprisingly light, and you're wondering what would be best to eat with it. So I'm going to talk about that Sicilian red in a little bit, Jeff, and I'll give you some ideas about it. But what I will say is this. People make the assumption that Italian wines are like these big, heavy wines, but a lot of them aren't. And we'll get into that in Sicily and why I picked that wine too. And Greg says, La Patience is something we have near about run out of over here waiting for our vaccines. Okay. There we go. I'm putting that right up there. Hey, look at that. See, I learned a new trick today. Using this, I can actually get those comments up there. So
You're a techie, Hank.
It's a new trick. It's a new trick I'm learning. And who says you just can't do these things? I am going to show another video. How's that? And this is a video of Eileen with a conversation this week, right, Eileen? You had this conversation this week with Dr. Taylor. Okay, so let's keep showing off my technical skills. Someone just said I was a troublemaker. Hey, Eileen shows me.
No, I was talking about Greg.
Oh, Greg. Oh, okay. I was going to say she's trying to.
I was just going to type that. I knew you meant Greg.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Thank you for taking a couple minutes out of your very busy schedule today. First of all, I just wanted to thank you for recognizing Achieve at the Board of Ed meeting on Monday night. That was very nice.
Right. I think that the public and the community at large should know how much Achieve has contributed, and not just in funding, but in partnership to any superintendent. And trust me, I know a lot of them. This is my 10th year of being a soup. Values such an extraordinary partner. And I know many superintendents are jealous of this relationship that we have and how thoughtful it is. You know, just the fact that I could approach Achieve a massive crisis, right? A totally unexpected pandemic, and you could help us with getting students connectivity, you know, bridging that digital divide, helping students who didn't have devices at home or didn't have connectivity to the internet, or both, right? You really stepped up in supporting us with that. So thank you. And it's had a monumental impact on our student body for sure.
You know, the more we understand about the district's needs and what's coming down the road, the better we can allocate our efforts and our funding and plan ahead. And make sure that our efforts are spent where it supports the district, but encourages innovative ideas from educators and reaches the most students, has the most impact on the students, because that's really what it's all about in the end. So, so thank you. I mean, I think the most exciting thing this past year, I think from our end, one of the more exciting things was the partnership that we were able to do with you and with the YMCA. That was definitely outside of our box. We had never done anything like that with another community partner. And that was, you know, a lot of back and forth and discussion. And we really appreciated, you know, being able to work with you and make a difference. And for those families where the need was the greatest for the educational support during the distance learning at the YMCA. So thank you for involving us in that.
Partnering with the YMCA and your support of those families I mean, it was monumental. I think if you were able to speak to those families, they would tell you that it was a lifeline for them, you know, to have over $40,000 raised in an unscheduled type of support, right? This wasn't a long-term support that we worked on. Is really worthwhile, and it should receive kudos.
Well, thank you for your time again, and for your kind words and your support. We look forward to working together much more in the coming year on a much more regular basis.
I look forward to helping and supporting and lending my voice to really give testimony around this work. You know, this is really important work that Achieve helps us with, and allowing us again to not just provide finances, but be thought partners to help us move the needle for our family. So it's my pleasure. I look forward to further partnership.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Taylor. And thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Eileen. And thank you, Christine. And thank you, Jen. I've lived here for 30 years now, and I like to be involved in the community because I think what separates living in a town from living in a community is putting some time back into it and volunteering and trying to find whatever ways you possibly can to make the community better. And I firmly believe we have a really good community. Doesn't mean it's perfect. There's always room for improvement and always room for more work. And you know, but I don't know of any perfect communities with you, except maybe in movies and novels. So I have great appreciation for people like you who put in the time on top of what little time everyone seems to have these days between family and work and just life. So there's a question that came up. How does one volunteer for Achieve?
There's a volunteer button on our website. There's a donate button on our website. There's a volunteer button. You know, definitely. There's like a little form you fill out and we'll get in touch with you. There's always a lot to be done. So we would love to have new volunteers.
There is. And again,
write your name down, Megan.
It's in writing. You know, the worst thing you could do is volunteer. No, then you're in it. But really, I think that is what distinguishes from just living someplace and it being a community. And again, with the people who showed up here tonight, as I said, over 500 people are participating tonight, and that is communal drinking, if you will, but it's also in support of really what has been a not prominent but incredibly important organization in the community. So I thank my fellow screen mates there for that. Thank you. Thanks. It's great to share screen time with you. We have another raffle for a gift certificate to Sonny's Indian Kitchen, and the winner for that drawing was Nicole Sinclair. Nicole Sinclair, you have won. They will be in touch with you and let you know how to get your gift certificate. So fantastic. Other comments? We have some wine comments. And Jennifer Grady. Oh, that's you, Jen.
That's me. Jennifer, Jen.
I know, yes, I know. And she said, I finally tasted the rosé. And my first question to you then is, what took you so long?
You know, I was drinking the white. I was talking. Okay. I was listening. I don't know. It's so nice. It's it's just like easy.
Those are your words, light and lovely. And that's it. Yeah.
No, because I feel like I've had rosés that are too sweet or too heavy or something. And you just, I don't know. This is like
cool.
Summer in a glass.
Excellent. And, you know, and one of the reasons why I'm asking Christine and Jen's and Eileen's opinions on these is because, you know, we're all wine drinkers. We're all consumers here. And it's really about just what you like and finding your own way to describe it. You know, it's not like using ridiculous descriptors and about secondary flavors and tertiary flavors and all this kind of stuff. It's understanding why you like it and just trying to describe it simply and why you like it. So I think that's fantastic. And I think we also had a comment from somebody up here. Let me just scroll back a little bit. Kevin O'Connell said, we drink rosé with awesome tuna, up at our Sussex County cabin year round. I think we're doing an offsite at Kevin's place this summer. Okay, excellent. Thanks for pointing that out. I got a text from Rick Lawal. Rick Lawal's sons graduated from Columbia High School, just like Rick did. Eileen.
Rick's son goes to college with my daughter.
Right, at the University of Maryland. They're Terrapins, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right.
Yeah. And,
Rick and I must have gone to high school together too, but we didn't know it.
yeah, and lots of other kids. And my kids are actually, even though I didn't grow up here, I didn't go to school here, my kids are third generation graduates of Columbia High School. So it's kind of nice to be able to be involved in the in the schools, having seen our kids go through it too, and having these family ties. And so Rick I've known for a lot of years, and Rick is with the Lackeys, and they're enjoying it. And he really likes the lychee on the palate of the white wine. Okay, and Rick knows his wine, so and someone's giving a shout out here to the Terps from Ken's Lot. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. So that's really, really good. So a Sicilian wine. I really picked a Sicilian wine very, very specifically because all I hear talk about are people watching the Stanley Tucci show. And you guys can all kind of raise your hand up there. And before I get into describing the wine again, look at that little scroll on the bottom. First and foremost, there is an auction, and that auction, online auction for Achieve, is going on until tomorrow at noon, right, Jen?
That's right.
Tomorrow at noon. Lots and lots of really good things on there, donated by lots and lots of very, very generous local businesses, donating goods and time and services at a time right now where I'm going to tell you it's not easy to donate.
That's right.
There's so many pressures on businesses these days, small businesses, and the fact that they're stepping up, especially this year, is remarkable. I'll go so far as to say that. So there's that. There is my phone number if you want to text me or call me. I have a wine club here. Join my wine club. There are 50 households already mostly in the community, but some even as far out as Brooklyn and New York and other communities who are part of the wine club. It's a monthly wine club that I do through the Village Wine Shop. Again, thank you to all the businesses that supported everything tonight. Thank you to the guys at Village Wine Shop and at the Able Baker and Maplewood Wheelhouse. I also have a Venmo up there. I'm not getting paid for this event. So if you want to make a donation, I will split it 50-50. Anything that comes in on my Venmo tonight, I split 50-50 with Achieve. So that's another way to help Achieve make some more money. And if you want to reorder any of the wines that you have tonight, you see the Village Wine Shop Square site URL up there as well. So, okay, back to wine. See, that's a little bit of, do that little bit of business. I try to squeeze it all in there. So anyway, people are watching this Stanley Tucci show, right, on CNN. I have not seen any episodes. Have you all seen any episodes yet?
Just one.
You have just one? Okay.
Just one.
And it's a lot of people I know in the wine industry have talked about it, and the feeling is everyone nods knowingly. I've actually been to Italy, I think 5 times now in the past 8 or 9 years, all different parts of Italy, and it really is a special place. And top to bottom, whatever region I've been to has been fantastic. So. To hear that people are enjoying somebody who's exploring that, I think is great. And the season finale show is this Sunday, and it's from Sicily. So I said, okay, Stanley Tucci's finishing up in Sicily. So I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of info before the show Sunday, because he's coming from Sicily. He's spending time with Arianna Occhipinti, who's one of the great natural wine producers, young woman who's making some phenomenal wines. Her uncle is famous. He's sort of like the trendsetter there. And I know that, one of the things I heard is that she's being interviewed. We do not have an Occhipinti wine because, hey, this is a fundraiser and we didn't have the budget for her wine. You might want to look for it. But again, like Jen and Christine and Eileen says, we still want to have good wine. So I said, Sicily's hot. Sicilian wines are, I'm not talking about weather here and I'm not talking about volcanoes. But Sicilian wines and food now are really, really hot. And you're going to get a good kind of understanding of that if you watch that Tucci show, and he's going to be in an area called Vittoria, but I decided to get a wine from Etna, Mount Etna, and if you follow the news, Mount Etna has been really hot lately because it's been erupting.
Literally.
And what's really amazing is these Etna wines are great because they're grown at a higher elevation, whites, rosés, sparkling wines, and reds. And there's really only a finite amount of wine that can be made for two reasons. One is that it's a region that's never going to grow. It's Mount Etna, and the other thing is you never know when there's going to be a volcano and kind of wipe out your crop, or at least maybe wipe out some your there'll be
Your town?
yeah. So I said, let me get Etna Rosso. And I just think these wines are beautiful. They're becoming incredibly popular. They're getting to be, because of their popularity and because they're such finite production, they're getting to be more and more expensive. But hey, these guys said, expensive. We want good wine. And, for not just for themselves, they want a good wine for all of you. So I picked this out again. And for my third reason, why I picked it out. Let me see if I can show you this. Look at that.
Pastry.
Any Italian Americans or people who love Italian Americans know what that is? Okay. That is a Zeppoli. This is Zeppoli. I got Tom. Today is the feast of Saint Joseph, and Saint Joseph is a patron saint of actually many regions and countries. I think he's actually the patron saint of Poland, but he happens to be the patron saint of Sicily. And today is St. Joseph's Day, so I drove down to Union.
Go back to Staten Island for that?
To Concadora to buy a box full of St. Joseph's Day pastries and Zeppolis. Yes, Lisa Nolette, my dear friend Lisa Nolette, who I love, just said Zeppoli. She knew exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't think Lisa's even Italian and she knows. But yes, so not that it pairs well, not that Zeppoli pairs well with it, but it all kind of ties in together. St. Joseph's Day is the patron saint of Sicily. You got Stanley Tucci on Sunday. Sicily's pretty hot, and here, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to actually, not just give you good wine to taste, but kind of give you a little bit of the backstory on it too. So I should have gone back to Staten Island. I was just told.
Maybe St. Joseph is the patron saint of Staten Island.
Who's the patron saint of Staten Island?
I said maybe St. Joseph. I don't know.
I think it's probably growing up, the person I think the figure that was most idolized in Staten Island was probably Marlon Brando from The Godfather. So,
John Gotti says
revered, I should say. So and my neighbor and friend Jane Ungaro said that Joe's mom sent him a box of Zeppolis because it's Joe's feast day. Right, exactly. So yes, so that was excellent. So and yes, and probably Saint Anthony. I think Saint Anthony is probably the patron saint of Staten Island. He's also one of those big saints. But anyway, we're talking culture here, not religion. So I'm going to taste some of this wine first of all. I love these wines. I love these wines. I love all Sicilian wines, and this is from Nerello Mascalese is the grape. You'll hear Tucci talk more about Nero d'Avola, which is another, probably the one red grape that grows from coast to coast in Sicily. And I was asked earlier by Jeff and Joy Markel. Hello, Jeff and Joy. People who I've known longer than most. They've been in the community for many years. What would pair with this? This is a lighter red, but it's got this beautiful richness to it. What a great color that is too, right? Isn't that a beautiful color? It is a medium-bodied wine, and I'll tell you this: this is something that you can have with a pasta dish, pasta alla norma, which is a big Sicilian dish, right? With tomatoes and eggplant and cheese. I think is fantastic. In the summer, like to make a caponata from different summer vegetables, right? Olives, tomatoes, capers, zucchini, eggplant. And I serve that usually with grilled fish, swordfish. Swordfish is big. And in Sicily, they make a caponata often and they'll serve it with swordfish. And you say, well, Hank, why would I have a red wine with swordfish, because it's not fish with white wine and red meat with red wine. It's the weight of the food with the weight of the wine. Medium bodied wine with swordfish, which can be actually very meaty and fuller bodied, and sometimes even stronger tasting. So even if I wanted to, in the middle of summer, put a slight chill on that wine, I might even do that too. But I think it's a beautiful wine to have year round. And as Kevin said, I'm going to put your comment up there, Kevin. Kevin says the wines are all wonderful. Thank you, Kevin.
They are very good.
I think they are too. It's good stuff. So anyway, it's I think it's a nice wine, and you all deserve to have nice wine. I mean, Sheena got me upset earlier when she said she drinks cupcake.
Oh, is that what you were?
I didn't get that either. I thought she meant she was eating.
That was real.
I was calling her cupcake, Jen.
I couldn't even. That's like so offensive. I couldn't even comprehend it. I thought she was eating cupcakes.
Me too.
That's right. See, I can't comprehend that either. You know, a leader in our community drinking cupcakes.
Come on, Sheena.
That's just a.
But she did great trivia.
Okay, Sheena, you do what you do. You.
No way, Sheena. Come on, you got to do better than that.
I'm so glad we brought her wine.
We're gonna have an intervention with Sheena. That's what I say. So
I
people.
thought she had a cupcake too, Heather.
That's funny. Oh man, you like outed her on that one. You like gave her up.
So I'm gonna tell a quick Sheena story, a good Sheena story. Sheena, I first met Sheena when she was the student government president at Seton Hall University. And I and a couple of other folks were starting a girls softball program in this community. And I'll tell you how long ago that was. My daughter, who's going to be 26, was in, I think, second grade at the time or something like that, third grade maybe. And I posted something online back in the days of Maplewood Online. I said, I want to start a girls softball program. And Sheena reached out to me and said, I will introduce you to the coach at Seton Hall University. So the first group that actually helped us launch the program in the community, which now has over 400 young women participating every year. It's really turned into a phenomenal program and sustained by so many different people in the community. It was Sheena who actually helped, and it was the Seton Hall women's softball program that actually was the first outside group to really help us get it off the ground. So Sheena and I have known one another for a number of years because of I'm a Sheena fan. So but she needs to drink better. And you all, people, drink better, folks. Drink better.
You could give her free membership to your wine club. Maybe
There's something I can say to you all: drink better.
That's like our tagline for tonight. It's achieve with us and drink better.
We have.
I think you should give Sheena a free membership to your wine club as a public service.
There you go.
Who's paying for that?
The taxpayer.
Next, we have another drawing that was already done earlier for another gift certificate to Sonny's. And again, these were all done legitimately. This is not like Jen didn't pick out her friends alone for these things. This
we used a dart.
Legitimate raffle, and the fourth gift certificate to Sonny's goes to Trisha Kenny. Hi, Trisha. I know Trisha Kenny. I know Trisha. So congratulations. They'll be in touch with you. I don't have them.
I'll be in touch.
So all right, excellent. Anybody have any more questions? Any more texts? It's we're kind of winding down a little bit here. People are on their red wine.
I have a little plug.
Oh, okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, of course. It's your organization.
So obviously, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Tonight really kicked off our whole Nights of 100 Dinners season. The original Nights of 100 Dinner was a really simple concept. It was one night. It was 10 individual hosts. They invited 10 people over. Those 10 people bought tickets, and all the money went to Achieve. And 16 years later, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. And it's completely shifted. It's morphed from one night to a whole month. It's gone from dinner parties to all kinds of different events. So we're hoping that tonight has inspired you not only to volunteer. I know there are some people who are asking about volunteering, but also getting involved with potentially hosting an event. So, one of the changes that we've made is that we've shifted what is traditionally March is our normal month, and we're doing it in May this year with the goal of not only encouraging people to do virtual events, but hopefully COVID-safe, small gathering outdoor events, because the weather should be nicer in May. We've got all this beautiful rosé, we can drink outside. So, we're really hoping that people are inspired to host events. It's very simple to sign up. We've got a form on our website. We'll put one in the chat as well. And a little plug for the silent auction. There are a number of people who have donated their talents for people who are going to host an event. So it's things like a trivia night. People have donated mixology events and cocktail camps. And there are a number of different ways that you can do it. You can host a yoga class. You can do a cooking class. There's a lot of ways to get involved. So again, sorry?
No, sorry.
Oh, so thanks so much. Really, part of what we focus on at Achieve is not only education and working with the district to come up with innovative programs to advance our mission, but also community building. And, tonight's event and Nights of 100 Dinners in general, is really focused on community building. It's one way that we kind of achieve that goal. So no pun intended. So, so thank you. Thank you so much. And please sign up to host an event.
So, Jen, thank you.
Yep.
Somebody texted me, and because at this point in the night, a lot of people are sort of, not really paying attention to me. I'm used to that. I don't personally. With 3 bottles in, it kind of happens.
I was going to say, I've got like 3 glasses half consumed at this point.
I do too. I don't show people my setup, but again, I'll show you my Zeppeli again. Oh, almost lost it. There we go.
Hold on to that.
Eileen,
Yes.
you haven't given me a wine review yet. Let's hear it.
I love the rosé. I'm
Okay.
a big rosé fan. I'm very picky about my reds and my whites, but I'm really not picky at all about, like, haven't met a rosé I don't like pretty much. That I love this one. I like this red. I usually like bigger, like cabs and really full-bodied Montepulciano and all these big, but this, like, I don't like Pinots, but this is like a lighter wine that I actually like. It is, it's not like tinny or anything. It's got like an earthy to me and acidy. I like it.
All right. I think you've got a future as a wine reviewer. This is really
Do I?
good. Yeah. I like those words.
The white one I came up with mineral. The white one I tasted mineral, and it was a little sparkly. I didn't love the white as much, but I'm one of those Chardonnay gals, like the oaky round. So but I liked it. Okay, wasn't terrible, but I'd still go back to my Chardonnay. I'd go back to my Chardonnay.
I don't take it personally. It's wine, as I often say, wine is a matter of personal taste, and there's no wrong answer except for White Zinfandel. So it's
That's what
again.
somebody wrote in the chat. At least Sheena's not drinking White Zinfandel. I
That's
forgot
right.
who.
Well, she might be drinking the cupcake White Zin, but who knows?
Leave Sheena alone.
I love Sheena. I really do.
Look at Heather with her words, jammy. Ooh, she's got jammy for the red.
Ooh, we get some comments here. Okay. Tracy says there's nothing wrong with an oaky Chardonnay either.
Yeah.
I
Tracy and I are gonna meet up and have some Chardonnay.
they all have their, all these wines have their place, and again, it's personal preference, and it's nice to try different things, and that's one of the fun things. I did an event last night where people were like, they tried 3 different types of wines that they hadn't had before, and they were like, "Wow, this is really cool." It's you don't have to love them, but it's nice to try new things. There's an article I read recently that said if you drink the same type of wine over and over again, it's actually not good for you, because then, and I've seen this happen when I do events, is that your palate then becomes very, very narrow. And you close yourself off to other types of flavors and tastes, and that's not just a wine thing. That's a food thing too. So so it doesn't mean you have to love something that you try, but it's still good to try it. To at the least, it'll. Thank you, Gabe. Gabe says I look good in Burgundy. I look good in Bordeaux too. Gabe, I play basketball with Gabe. And Gabe, I'm going to tell you this. One of the reasons why I wear wine-colored shirts is because if I spill, no one sees it. So it's very risky to wear a white shirt at a wine event, I'll tell you that. Hillary asked, how do you join Hank's club? Well, Hillary, it's a pretty exclusive group. If you send me an email or shoot me a message, I will give you all the information on the club. It's a monthly wine club. As I said, we've got 50 people involved in it in just 3 months. We do 3 wines a month for $75. We do special events. I do nice offers. Christine and Jen can tell you got a really nifty wine bag with the whole thing. But I also do a monthly Zoom chat, and I'll tell a very quick story. It is a big month for women, and one of the wines that I highlighted this month in the wine club was a wine called A Tribute to Grace, made by Angela Osborne out in Santa Barbara. Angela is from New Zealand, and she was so inspired and influenced by her grandmother Grace that she actually named her winery after her, A Tribute to Grace. And Angela is one of the most amazing female winemakers in the world, not just in the country. And it only makes about 5,000 cases of wine. So I said, you know what, Angela, not only do I want to use your wine this month for the wine club, but I want you to speak to the wine club for our monthly Zoom chat. And she's like really thrilled about it. It's happening Tuesday. And then the day before I was going to order the wine, Eric Asimov in the New York Times, out of nowhere, recommends her wine. And it just kind of disappeared from the marketplace. But she was able to send more to us. And one of the things that we do in the wine club, and Christine knows this because she's been involved in a lot of the events along with that guy Greg, and that there you are. Hey, there you are.
How many glasses of wine has Greg had?
Yeah,
that's the trivia question.
So I feel really strongly about this. I've been highlighting and focusing female winemakers and women in the wine industry, not just in Women's History Month, but for years now through events and wines and things that I've written and talked about. I did an event, one of my virtual community events last summer, focused on local women who work in the wine trade, and they all got to spend some time and talk, on the Zoom chat with everybody. I think, or maybe it's Instagram Live with everybody, and so it's something I feel pretty strongly about. So small wineries and family owned and artisanal productions. And someone just asked me to put my email address in here. So let me put my email address in the chat box. I don't know if it'll come through because I'm not actually on Facebook. I'm somewhere else out there in the world. Let's see if that works. So there's my email address. And again, you see that little scroll going by. I'm going to say this one more time because we have another video to show. The auction is live until tomorrow at noon. There's my phone number. Call me anytime. Text me anytime. People call me all the time.
Anytime?
Yeah, anytime. I may not answer. The Venmo is my name, Hank Zona, and half the I'm not getting paid for tonight, but half the money that comes into Venmo will go back to Achieve. If you want to reorder the wine, there's the Village Wine Shop Square site on that scroll, or reach out to me for more info. We'll take reorders on those wines at the store or through the website until probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And I've got upcoming events next Friday, Glass Roots, based in Newark. They are a really important glass producing, glass making school. Many people in our community are very involved in them, both on their board and also working there. And I'm doing a similar event for them next Friday, featuring wines from glass regions. Pretty cool stuff. And I do, and I've been doing these blended dinners, blended meaning part virtual, part in person. Right now, tentatively, April 22nd at Bistro d'Azur or in your own home, depending on if you want to eat in-house or take the food out. It's going to be Turkish wine and food. About 10 years ago, I met a really impressive female winemaker. And she's now producing about 1 million bottles of wine a year using all indigenous grapes. But what's most compelling about her story is that she is a female winemaker in an increasingly hardline Muslim country in Turkey, and successful too. We were supposed to actually do a dinner in the community last April, but hey, we know what happened to last April. And she was actually going to come here, and we were going to do a live dinner at Bistro d'Azur with her and focusing on her wines. But this will, Vinkara is the winery, and her name is Ardich Gersal, and so we're going to do it now virtually and at the restaurant too in April. So anyway, that's enough for my plugging. We have, I have another drawing, don't I?
Is there?
Yeah.
But you guys stick around because we have a really great video of the Columbia High School musical, a preview. So there's only about 3 or 4 more minutes left. But don't go, because this is a really good music, a little snippet of the High School Musical you won't want to miss. So I don't want people to start.
Absolutely. And that's going to take us out. That's how we're going to kind of wrap this up, and people should
wait
tune in.
around for it. It's worth it.
But this is my drawing. This is kind of my raffle thing, and what I when we reach certain marks, I think it's good for me to actually give something back here. So one of the things I said to Eileen and Christine and Jen was that if we get to 150 people, I will donate a virtual tasting for whoever's name gets pulled out of the hat. And it's something that it'll be virtual, and there's other little things to it. I mean, you have to pay for the wine. I can't pay for everything. But every name of everyone who sort of is participating tonight, paid into this, is in here. I'm going to draw one of those names, and you are the winner, and I will get in touch with you. And I'm mixing them up.
Makes a great Nights of 100 Dinners virtual party.
You could do that too.
Good idea.
There are more in the auction.
I honestly thought you guys got up to like 1,000 dinners or something too. Is it so?
That'll be our next goal.
Okay.
Baby steps.
And the winner is
Jen Grady.
Oh my goodness! It's the name I didn't pronounce properly early. The Holozak family.
Woo!
We're our winners. Don't ask me to pronounce it again, but I have your name, and I'll get in touch with you. You are the winners. So fantastic.
Nice job.
1 million. Woo!
Thanks for sticking in. Almost all of you have been here the whole time, which is pretty impressive. I'm looking at the numbers here, and some of you haven't actually fallen asleep. Some of you haven't actually wandered off with your bottles of wine. And yes, it's Yvette. Yvette, that's you. Yes, Yvette, you won. I'll just say you're Yvette. I won't try to pronounce your last name.
pronounce it any way you want. Just give me the wine.
I did it perfectly. Of course she's going to say I did it perfectly. She won. She's not going to at this point.
Yay, Yvette.
Okay. Eileen?
Yes. It's my job. I get the best job. I get to thank everybody for coming. So stick around for 5 more minutes or 3 more minutes because you want to see this High School Musical snippet. But thank you all for joining us tonight. You've helped us raise a lot of money. We can't quite figure it out quite yet because the auction is still open, but it's all great. And we're just happy, as I think Christine said, or somebody said, just to kind of be gathering as a community, even though we're still a little bit apart. It feels a little bit communal, and that's nice, really nice. And thank you to Hank. He volunteered his time. As you know, he reached out to us. He's been doing this for different community partners every month, and it's really nice that he does that and supports the community. So go to his tip jar. He deserves it. Not only did he just say, I'll do the event, but we had countless meetings where we made him.
No, it wasn't countless. I've actually kept track of them.
He's doing a fair number of hours.
It wasn't countless. There's count. That's okay. That's
it was
okay.
numerous. Is that a better word? Numerous?
We're a collaborative group.
Yeah.
I'll reiterate this because you all are doing Achieve. I still run the Booster Club, even though my kids are out of the high school. I talk to people who volunteer, not just in our community, but other parts of the state and around the country. And I hate to say this, but volunteerism is down.
Yeah,
it's tougher and tougher to find people to volunteer everywhere, and it doesn't matter if it's youth related, if it's for the elderly, if it's faith based, if it's athletics. volunteerism is down everywhere. And again, I think what differentiates being someone who lives in a town from being a member of the community is how involved you get, what you put back into it. And we've always had pretty amazing involvement here in this community in all different areas. So so I think that if you have time, try to volunteer, try to put some time back. People appreciate it. They really do. The community appreciates it, and the community is better for it. So I'm going to play the video and then say goodnight.
Wait, I have some more thank yous. So we have to thank our sponsors.
Go ahead, go.
We have our top chef sponsor, Mark Trzynski from the Distinctive Properties Group at Hearth Realty. We really appreciate that. We have a couple of sommelier level sponsors. We have Jill Cohen, the cannabis lady, and we have Amy Young of Whitegert Realtors, and we have sustaining sponsors who sign up and help us out all year long. We have about 8 or 9 of those. The Able Baker, A to Z, Allison Ziefert Real Estate Group, Brinton Brocious, DNI Fitness, Four Elbows, Amy Patternite Homes, Region Atlantic, Somaya is a big supporter of ours and we appreciate it, and South Orange Country Day School. So thank you to all of them. All of the businesses that donated to the silent auction, another plug to go check out the silent auction tonight. It closes at 12 tomorrow. So bid tonight. Check it out again in the morning to see if you've been outbid. I keep getting outbid by my board members, which is really not very nice. Not very nice at all. Thank you to the Maplewood Wheelhouse, the Able Baker, David Craker, and Erminia. Thank you so much for those amazing dinners. If you were lucky enough to sign up in the first week, you got one of those very special 20 dinners.
First 2 hours.
First couple of hours.
Yeah.
They've been loyal Late Nights of 100 Dinners hosts. Actually, they were listening. They were on the call when Hank did this for the boosters, and we plugged the next event, which was going to be ours. And they reached out to us and said, "We've been hosts for years. We can't host this year. This is kind of their way of hosting a dinner." So we really appreciate that. All of that donation is going back to Achieve. They totally donated that. So your $50 dinner that you paid tonight all goes to Achieve. So that was amazing. Thank you to this committee, Jen Grady. You did a great job, and you're going to continue to. You might think it's over, but you are doing this until May. So thank you, Jen Grady.
Sign up to be a host.
And your committee, Christine, Allison Bell, Jen Struger, and Christina Graff. You guys did a great job. Thank you. And then we hope you'll consider having a dinner or something, a little event, a pizza party in your backyard. Hot dogs on the grill for 10 people, small, COVID safe, or virtual. There's some great options for virtual parties, like a trivia night and whatever in the auction. Pardon?
Sorry, there's a whiskey tasting. There's a cocktails camp. There's all kinds of great stuff.
Mixology.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it just now.
And then we're going to leave you, our friends over at Columbia High School, Bethany Pettigrew and Trisha Ben, were able to get us a little snippet, a little preview of the High School Musical. They're doing a retrospective this year. Obviously, Matilda got canceled last year, like at the 11th hour. All the costumes were bought. Practically, I think the dress rehearsal was done. So that was really tough, I think, emotionally and also financially. They lost a lot of money. So they are doing 2020 Hindsight this year, and it's a virtual musical. And they're going to look back on some, it's got a new book story that was written by somebody in town, and it's kids in a pandemic looking back on some of the reminiscing about the previous shows that they performed, and that's what they're going to do, like the best of from some of the past 10 years. So we have a little bit. Everybody can enjoy that. It's going to be screening, I think, the 8th through the 11th of April. So stay tuned and watch for details on that. We hope you'll watch and support that. But here's a little preview. We're like only ones in town to have the preview, so you are in the
Is that my cue?
That's your cue. Cue it up, Hank.
All right, here we go. Let me find
the link.
Anybody else I forgot to thank?
Let's see. I think this might be it.
Thank you for taking
no,
busy schedule today. First of all, I just want to thank you for recognizing Achieve at the board meeting. No one wants to see that again. This is going to be way more fun than that.
I got it.
What you doing, Sandy? Oh, nothing, Frenchie. I'm just sad we can't do the show right now, so I'm journaling my feelings. I guess that's better than eating your feelings. Although that's pretty good, too. I miss all the people we used to see. People like Danny Zuko. Everyone, from the cast to the stage crew to the audience.
And Danny Zuko. You miss Danny the most. Am I right?
Well, Danny is swell and all, but it's really the entire experience that I miss. From the butterflies you get before the curtain comes up, to the first notes of the instrumental overture. To Danny Zuko. Why are you all so fixated on my relationship with Danny Zuko? Because there was nothing left to watch on TV.
Don't you guys know the show? Sandy, you and Danny go together because this entire musical is predicated on that very premise. You guys have to be together. You guys are like
Peanut butter and jelly. Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. Souped up boards and pregnancy scares. I guess they left that out of the junior version. Well, I think we all go together. You, me, Danny, the T-Birds.
Hey!
Oh, how you connect.
Rizzo,
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
what you got cooking good looking?
Oh, it's just a pre-made hoagie. No real cooking involved. Wait, everyone's here but Danny.
I'm up here. It's been a long year of not being together, and I've only got one thing on my mind.
Girls?
Cars?
Miss Murdoch?
Hey, that's my mother, you knucklehead. And it goes a little something like...
We go together like Ram-a-lam-a-lam. Remember forever as shoo-wop, yippity boopity boop. Chang chang, chang chang shoo-wop. That's the way it should be. Ooh, yeah! We're one of a kind, like dip-da-dip-da-dip. Doo-wop, doobie-doo. Our names are signed. Boogie-boogie-boogie-boogie, shoo-bidoo-wop, shoo-wop. Chang chang, chang chang shoo-wop. We'll always be the one. Oh, 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 oh. When we go out at night, the stars are shining bright up in the skies above. Or at the high school dance, where we find romance. Maybe it might be love. Ram-a-lam-a-lam, singity-ding-ding-dong, shoo-wop, shoo-wop, yippity-boop-de-boop. Chang, chang, changity, chang, shoo-wop, dip-da-dip-da-dip, doo-wop, da-doo-doo. Booty-booty-booty-booty, shoo-bidoo-wop, shoo-wop, sha-la-la-la, yippity-dip-de-doo. Ram-a-lam-a-lam, singity-ding-ding-dong, shoo-wop, shoo-wop, yippity-boop-de-boop. Chang, chang, changity, chang, shoo-wop, dip-da-dip-da-dip, doo-wop, da-doo-doo. Booty-booty-booty-booty, shoo-bidoo-wop, shoo-wop, sha-la-la-la, yippity-dip-de-doo. We're for each other like a wop bamboo, just like my brother and sha-la-la-la, yippity-dip-de-doo. Chang, 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 shoo-wop, we'll always be together. Oh, yeah! Chang, 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 shoo-wop, chang, 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 shoo-wop, chang, 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 shoo-wop, chang, 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 shoo-wop, chang, chang, chang,
Yay! That was fantastic.
So fun.
Sorry, I didn't know I was.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Hank, we can't hear you.
Hank. Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
It's on sale next Friday.
You don't want to hear me singing along with the.
I was singing along. I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know.
I'm going to go eat my pastry now. Thank you all for being here tonight. Stay well, stay connected, stay involved. Thanks, the Chief. Thanks, Eileen. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Christine.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Yes,
everyone.
watch it. Till noon tomorrow. Do it.
That's right.
Good night. Enjoy the rest of your wine, whatever's left of it. Bye.
Good night. Good night.
All right, we stop broadcasting.